In light of the fact that her sister Kim Richards was placed under psychiatric detention at the beginning of September, Kathy Hilton has decided to speak up. Kim has been having a difficult time maintaining her sobriety, which has resulted in a great deal of conflict within her family, particularly with her younger sister, Kyle Richards. With that being said, what does Kathy have to say about Kim and her health? If you want to know everything, continue reading. With her sister, Kim Richards, Kyle Richards appeared on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for a number of years. Despite the fact that they were very close, it was difficult to get Kim sober and to maintain her sober. It had been a long and difficult struggle for her to overcome her drinking. When Kyle was younger, she expressed concern that she may receive a phone call informing her that her sister had passed away. Thankfully, Kim had matured and was now living the best life she could possibly live. After a relationship that had been fraught with difficulties, she and Kyle had managed to mend their differences, and they were doing everything in their power to bring the three sisters into agreement. Despite the fact that Kathy Hilton had a highly turbulent relationship with Kyle, she had always maintained a close ties with Kim. When Kyle and her husband of nearly 30 years announced their decision to separate, they were fortunate enough to recover and get back together. Unfortunately, things have taken a turn for the worst, and Kim and Kyle have had a disagreement. Despite the fact that her sister had provided her with a place to reside, she experienced a relapse. The only choice Kyle had was to cut her off because of the erratic conduct she was displaying. Kim has not been having a good time recently, but I am curious about how she is doing at the moment. It has been reported by people that Kathy Hilton has spoken her opinion regarding Kim Richards. Additionally, she is conveying a message of love and optimism to the audience. The following is what Kathy had to say in order to demonstrate her continued support. "We love her and we support her, and that's all I can say. Would you say that Kim is doing well?" This is the most important question that all of her devoted followers are curious about. Yes. What I believe is that there is always hope in the world. In spite of the fact that Kim's family is said to have stopped communicating with her, it is not clear whether this also applies to Kathy. Thankfully, Kathy has not abandoned her confidence in her sister. She continues to have faith in her. People adore Kim. After taking a cursory look at Kim Richards' social media accounts, it is quite evident that her supporters are behind her every step of the way. I will keep you in my thoughts and prayers, as well as send you love and hope. Getting through today is the first step toward a better life. Dear Kim, we adore you. Have courage and make your way back. I hope everything is going well for you, Kim, and just remember to take it easy. I wish you the best of luck as well. This is you, Kim. As a person, you are daring and strong. We can only hope that she will take in all of the love that she has received from her followers and be able to internalize it. It is ultimately up to her to get better, but that does not change the fact that she is cherished and adored by everyone. Is it possible that Kathy Hilton still harbors a sense of optimism for her sister? Would you prefer to see Kim back on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alongside Kyle and Kathy? Or do you think it would be best for her to stay out of the spotlight in a moment that has shaken Beverly Hills to its core? Former Real Housewives star Kim Richards has reportedly been placed on a 72-hour psychiatric hold, sparking a wave of concern from fans, friends, and family. But the most surprising voice to emerge amid the turmoil? Kathy Hilton, her older sister, who has broken her silence in an emotional and deeply personal statement. Long known for her elegant exterior and society page poise, Kathy is now shedding her public persona to speak from a place of heartbreak, fierce loyalty, and love. And what she's revealing about Kim's current condition and the cracks in their family dynamic is leaving fans stunned. According to law enforcement sources, Kim Richards was taken into custody earlier this week following what has been described as a disturbance at her Los Angeles home. Paramedics were called after Kim allegedly exhibited erratic behavior that raised serious red flags. She was disoriented, yelling, and couldn't be calmed down, said one source with knowledge of the situation. It was clear to everyone that something was very wrong. Doctors placed Kim under a 5150 psychiatric hold, a legal move that allows authorities to detain someone involuntarily for 72 hours if they're considered a danger to themselves or others. The news sent shockwaves through the Real Housewives fandom, where Kim has long been a figure of both sympathy and scrutiny. Hours after the news broke, Kathy Hilton released a heartfelt statement, addressing her sister's condition and the complicated road that brought them here. "My sister Kim is in crisis," Kathy said through tears at a press briefing outside her Bel Air home. "And while this is a deeply personal family matter, I know how much love the public has for her. I felt it was important to speak out, not just for Kim, but for every family struggling with mental health behind closed doors." In a move few expected, Kathy didn't shy away from acknowledging past pain between the sisters. "We've had our differences. We've had long silences. But blood is blood. And today, I want Kim to know she's not alone. She never has been." Kim Richards' battles with addiction and mental health have been well documented, often playing out under the harsh glare of reality TV cameras. Fans of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills watched as Kim's struggles unraveled on screen. Erratic behavior, family blow-ups, and emotional breakdowns that left both castmates and viewers shaken. Still, Kim has always had a fiercely devoted fan base, many of whom admired her raw vulnerability and the obvious pain beneath her outward chaos. And many still remember her infamous plea during season 5. "You don't understand what I go through." In the years since leaving the show, Kim made several attempts at sobriety and healing, even penning a memoir that opened up about childhood trauma, abuse, and the toll fame took on her fragile psyche. But this latest episode suggests that her battles are far from over. What makes Kathy's statement even more poignant is the complicated triangle between herself, Kim, and Kyle Richards, their youngest sister. At various points in RHOB history, the trio has been entangled in a messy emotional dance, trading accusations, silent treatments, and tearful reunions. Kathy herself only joined the show in later seasons, but her icy feud with Kyle became one of the most talked about storylines in recent memory. Now, with Kim in crisis, Kathy says the sisters are reuniting behind the scenes. "I've spoken with Kyle," she revealed. "We're not thinking about old wounds right now. We're thinking about Kim, about what she needs, about how we can all come together, not as TV personalities, but as sisters, as human beings." Kathy also took the opportunity to speak candidly about the darker side of fame, a life she, Kyle, and Kim all grew up in from an early age. "We were raised in a world that values appearances more than honesty," she said. "We were taught to smile through pain, to pose through trauma. But that's not real life, and real life catches up with you." She paused for a long moment before continuing, "Kim was never given the space to just be herself, flaws and all. And maybe that's what broke her." It was a sobering statement, one that spoke not just to Kim's story but to the experiences of so many former child stars who spiraled after the spotlight faded. Sources say that since the psychiatric hold began, both Kathy and Kyle have been in close contact with Kim's medical team. Despite years of friction, the entire Richards family is rallying behind Kim with a united front that fans haven't seen in a long time. Kyle, who has yet to release a formal statement, was photographed visiting the hospital late Tuesday night. She appeared visibly shaken, avoiding reporters as she left the facility with red-rimmed eyes. "It's tearing Kyle up," a source close to the family shared. "She's always felt a huge amount of guilt, like she couldn't save Kim. But she's there now. That's what matters." The road ahead remains uncertain. Kim will be evaluated by mental health professionals, and it's unclear whether she'll be released after the mandatory 72 hours or held for additional treatment. But Kathy insists that the family is prepared for whatever comes next. "If this is the beginning of a deeper healing process, we welcome it," she said. "Kim deserves peace, she deserves help, and she deserves people who won't give up on her." Kathy ended her statement with a message directed at her sister. "To my beautiful Kim, you are not broken beyond repair. You are not a burden. You are loved, deeply and unconditionally. And when you're ready to come home, we'll be right here." A moment of reckoning for all of us. While the headlines scream drama, the real story here is one of compassion. It's about a woman fighting silent battles. It's about a family choosing unity over ego. And it's about Kathy Hilton stepping forward not as a socialite, not as a Bravo friend, but as a sister ready to stand in the fire with someone she loves. As the world waits for updates on Kim's condition, fans are sending prayers, well wishes, and the one thing Kim has always needed the most, understanding. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.